Hi, this is Stephanie Gilbert. I wanted to start off by apologizing that our Collaborate did not work. As you can probably see from this video, it is getting late in the evening. I have been on with the helpline trying to get it set up, and it's just not going to happen. So what I would like to do right now is take a few minutes, and I'm going to make a video for you to go over the things that I was going to go over in the Collaborate session. So bear with me, and I appreciate your patience. I do hugely apologize for those who have taken time off of work, away from your family, away from your busy schedule in general, and hopefully this will make up for that because I'm going to cover a lot of the questions that I've been seeing in email. First of all, thank you for any questions. If you have any further ones after this video, keep them coming. Some of them can be shared across the board because a lot of people are probably going to be thinking of them. Okay, so first of all, let me start off by saying that when you look at Moodle and you're going to be looking at each chapter, the chapters are broken down into 3 different sections in my mind. The first one is basically a resource section. So this is where you're going to find the PowerPoints, you're going to find the videos, the Word documents, all that align to that chapter. Those are just your resource sources. We all learn differently, so there's some interactive ones, there's some of them that are just strictly reading. Pick and choose from that what you want to use. It's going to help you understand that chapter in more depth. Okay, the second part of each chapter is the study guide questions. These are not to be turned in. This is for your own benefit and to help you to study for that test. My recommendation is you study each chapter at a time, even though each test covers 3 chapters. If you wait till the end of 3 chapters and then try to study, it's going to be completely overwhelming at each test. So please take my advice on that. Within that study guide, if you don't want to use the whole study guide and all its questions, really stick to those application questions. They are very closely aligned to those questions on the test. Okay, now the last part of each chapter, sorry, my dog is eating my cord. That would make a fine end to the evening. So the last part of each chapter is the actual, this is the part that you're going to hand in, the assignments. Some of them are questionnaires, some of them are activities, and there's always written responses. The first chapter, I believe it's the big issues, which is a questionnaire. There's your response to those big issues. Then there is also the part about finished gauge, which you're going to have to do some outside research on outside of your textbook. And then finally, there's written responses. Now, if you're confused about what part to hand in, anytime you see an icon, I like to do this, it looks like that, with a hand in the paper. That means that's an assignment that needs to be turned in. Now, my dog is eating my shoe. This is why it's great you can do these at home. Okay, so those are the parts for those of you who wanted to know what do I turn in, what don't I turn in. Now, that's on the Moodle site. Now, the other thing I want to say is that you will have forums later on, F-O-R-U-M-S, later on that you're going to have to respond to. Basically, usually what you're going to be asked to do is do this questionnaire, reflect upon it, and then go ahead and put these responses in these forums and ask your classmates to respond. Now, number 1, I am not, if you're going to hand in these activities, which I appreciate you doing, or at least your final analysis of all your questions and all how you've added everything up on each questionnaire, what I'm going to also ask you to do is really take some time and concentrate on these questionnaires. How do they affect you? How are you going to change your life differently now that you've thought this way about it? It's that deep reflection that I'm going to look forward to understand your grades. And I want to see some of that in these forums. In other words, you might say, you know, this concept really makes sense to me. I'm going to use this at work, and this is how I'm going to use it. And then someone else in the forum is not just going to say, I agree, or great job. Someone else in the forum might say, you know what, I think I can use it in my same job the same way. But, you know, honestly, I tried this last week, and it just didn't work. And so, you know, do you have any insights? I want to see that kind of response back and forth. Okay. That's the forums. The tests will be open for 2 days, and those dates are open on your schedule. That's on the bottom of your syllabus. They're open from 8 in the morning until 11:55 at night. You'll have 100 minutes in between that time, at any time during that. Here's what I'm going to highly suggest. Do not wait until the evening of the second day. It is very tempting to do that because you want as much study time as you can get. However, what inevitably happens is that there's a storm in Monroe on the night of the second test. And then you're going to get all panicked. Can I override it if I need to? Yes, but I don't want to do that. And you're not going to want to do that. So what I need to have happen is that you really, really concentrate on trying to get it in either on the first day or the morning of the second day. Turn it in. Okay, now turn it in. I like what I see. Almost everyone has set up an account on there. Love it. Don't have to do anything with it yet. Just leave it sit there. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask you to start turning in some of your written responses and then eventually your term paper to turn it in. It checks your plagiarism and it makes sure that you're using your own work. I'm not going to give you a warning on it. I'm just going to say, now quickly turn this in. And so it's going to catch whether or not you've done any plagiarizing, or I actually have a turn it in account, so I'll probably take some of your written responses and turn them in. It's just a way of in the beginning at least, giving you feedback and saying you're taking stuff straight out of a text. It has to be your own words. It also has to be work that's unique to this class, so that don't go to your criminal justice class and take a paper from that and turn it in here. It has to be work unique to here. Okay, the other thing is the Academic Resource Center. I cannot tell you how much I love this place, and I would like you guys to use it. You can submit your written responses to them. If you see after you hand in your written responses on Wednesday that I say, I really can't read this, the grammar's not clear enough, there's run-on sentences, there's misspellings, the Academic Support Center can really, really help you guys to work through that so that I can just focus on the psychology content, which is all I really want to focus on. Okay? So don't take that as a criticism. If you see it, just take it as a, hey, this is going to be helpful. Okay, the other two components, questions I've had, teamwork assignment, do not even think about it. Do not worry about it. It is not difficult. The most difficult part, to be completely honest with you, is when you're putting your responses in task stream. That's the technical resource for it, and that's more difficult than the assignment itself. So don't even worry about that. You can't do anything with it right now. What you can do something for, even though it's not due till right before Thanksgiving, is your term paper. Please, please start thinking about topics for this. Go in and talk to the folks in the library. They're a wealth of information. If you say, I want to do this topic and this topic, but it's too big, I got to narrow it down, they'll help you narrow it down. You can send me your topics. I will tell you it's too big, it's too small. Because that's half the battle. This term paper is going to hang over your head. But I will tell you right now that if you narrow it down a little bit, then you're going to keep seeing some things. You're like, hey, listen, I just read about this. I can use this in my term paper. I just read about this. I can use this in my term paper. Or you're going to start seeing some current events, and you're like, oh, my gosh, that's really applying to whatever my topic is. I can use this article and reference this article. So think about your topics now. The other thing I recommend with this term paper, do not assume you have to do it on disorders. To be completely honest with you, I don't want to see any bipolar disorder papers, and I don't want to see any schizophrenia disorder papers. I have read so many papers on those. Think out of the box, guys. Psychology is so much bigger than disorders. It's, the effect of stress on obesity. It is the how nutrition affects mood. It is how certain, needs are met through certain jobs. It's so much bigger. That don't think you just have to disorders, because honestly, to me, that's kind of the easy road out. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to cover those things. Please, please email me further questions. I hugely apologize for the Collaborate malfunction tonight, but I hope you guys all have a great night. I will be making more videos both for the teamwork and for the term paper with more specifics. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. We'll look forward to hearing from you soon.